Welcome to the Bear Pit podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Acast,
YouTube.
What was the other one? There was a new one.
Spotify.
We're on there as well, and we are back. So make sure you drop a like, comment, review, whatever.
We're going to be as miserable as ever, aren't we?
Well, yeah. It'd be nice to come back and do a good one, but we seem to miss those through illness or injury.
Shit at the moment.
First off, transfer window passed last week. We got in Vokes, 9 million striker from Burnley.
Yeah.
Danny Batt from Wolves was on loan at Middlesbrough. And Man City youngster, left back, Corrigan.
Yeah, he stopped the door, didn't he?
Good window, bad window?
I mean, January's a difficult one to judge, I often think. It's not like you can... I think the market price generally is raised for everyone because there's only a small time to kind of do your business. So I think it was as good as we could have hoped for. I think summer's when we're going to make the big changes, isn't it? So, hope. The fact we got a few out the door as well, I think it's good.
Crouch left.
Oh, devastated.
To Burnley.
Devastated. I mean, he wasn't really playing much of a part on the pitch anymore, but as an ambassador for the club, he was brilliant. He was brilliant, wasn't he? Really put us on a map, a level that we kind of maybe wouldn't have reached without his kind of image and all that.
One last shot at the Premier League for Crouch.
Won a penalty for Burnley at the weekend. Yeah, why not? It wouldn't surprise me if he retires at the end of the season.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think he just went for that last bit, last Prem sort of exposure or whatnot. Gutted, but makes complete sense. And Peters,
which doesn't seem to make as much sense.
No, it
now
doesn't.
We didn't get a left wing back in. We got the young lad from Man City. Is he going to play? Doesn't look like it. Apparently, he's a signing for the academy.
Yeah.
So now that Peter's going now looks a strange move, especially after Bruno Martins Indy filled in there at the weekend and wasn't great.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, as much Eric's coming for a lot of stick for the high majority of his time at Stoke, and I have agreed and disagreed in equal measures. But like you say, the fact we didn't get a genuine left wing back in makes it a bit odd for me. He wouldn't have been. He'd have been lower down the list of my priorities to get out of the club. Certainly, Eric.
I mean, I've not been his biggest fan for the past couple of seasons, and I don't think he's put in some great performances, but I'd still have kept him.
Yeah, I agree.
After that window.
I agree. Bit odd.
Also, there was two that seemed like they were happening but didn't happen, and one of them was a left wing back sort of player, Osborne from Forest. A weird story's come out since saying that Jones tried to get a swap deal with McLean at Forest, but sort of went about trying to get McLean to force the move and do it himself, or get his agent to do it.
Right.
We've not seen the story.
Nah.
Apparently, Jones joked about it in front of everyone to make it quite obvious. Like, go and get yourself a move then. But sort of tongue-in-cheek, sort of meaning it.
Yeah.
And that's how the whole thing sort of came about.
Yeah. Very odd.
Strange.
Very odd.
Obviously no idea how true that story is. I've seen it going about. I think the Sentinel have reported it. Weird though. Asking a player to go and force it himself. Another one that didn't come through was McKenna from Aberdeen, young up-and-coming centre-back in the SPFL. I think we bid 5 million. It was rejected. They wanted a bit more. I'm not sure if we went close to paying it or not. I think they wanted about 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Young up-and-coming, regarded as one of the best defenders in the SPFL, only 22. One I'd like to, I think, have seen us made.
I think, again, I'm just hoping the fact it's the January transfer window where the pressure's on a little bit. The club clearly acknowledged that we're not going to make the playoffs and thought, let's go again in the summer where we can be a bit more controlled with the offers that we put out there rather than panic buying for the sake of it. If we were near the playoffs, I'd kind of want the club to push on, but as we all know, we are no way near the playoffs. So I think you need to be sensible in January and just be realistic. We're not going up, we're not going down, touch wood. I shouldn't be grimacing saying that.
You shouldn't even be tempted.
Well, yeah, but you'd hope so. So there's no point panic buying, so to speak, at the moment. We need to kind of reassess the squad in the summer.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. And there's also the story, again, this is one what you don't know how true it is, could just be absolute bullshit, but that Ryan Shawcross was called into Clayton Wood late. As if a potential...
He was going somewhere. Yeah. I'd be very surprised if Ryan's at the club at the start of next season. I think the fact that... Is it Danny Batt or Bath, by the way?
Bat.
It's
Bat.
Bat?
Yeah.
Bat, okay. The fact he was made captain so quickly was a bit of a raised eyebrow sort of thing. I think... Is that good or bad?
What, him just coming in and
the
being
fact
captain
he comes
straight
in
away?
and Jones, sees the whole Stoke dressing rooms and immediately goes, we've got a fella here that's never pulled a Stoke shirt on, who I think's got more leadership qualities than any of you.
Any of you.
Is that weird?
I think he's just putting his stamp on it, and I think managers do that, and it's his way. He's made a signing. He's brought a leader. Danny Bat's known for being a leader. At Wolves, has taken them up. Shawcross's best days are probably behind him, and he's just seen this guy who he's going to. Why would you leave Shawcross as your captain, so to say, if you don't plan to play?
You just. I mean, I get that he'd remove it from Shawcross, but
you still
someone that's just come in.
Anyone else?
But then who is there?
Yeah, who
Jack
else?
Maybe, but
no, I don't think Jack's commanding.
No, I think you're right. I mean, I get it. I wasn't saying it was a bad or good thing. I just think it was a bit unusual. But
let's go into the lineup, because Bat was in, named captain. Vokes started. Bojan was back in the side as a number 10.
Yeah.
And also Indy was filling in at left back.
He's not a left back. He's never been a left back.
He's definitely not a left back.
Never been a left back. I remember when we first bought him. I think he started temporarily as a centre back, and then Hughes stuck him at left back against Palace. I think it was. And it was shocking. I've never got over the fact that he could be left back since that point, and I continue to see that.
I think it's clear for a lot of Stoke fans that Indy isn't a left back. So for us to be persisting, it seems, with him there. Unless, you've said it in a couple of your match previews now, and I've seen some fans replicating that on social media, that maybe McLean could do that role.
Yeah, I did that once for my preferred 11 and got hammered in the comments for it. But I still question why that was criticised so often. I could see that. I think he would make a decent left wing back.
The only thing is defending isn't, probably as it should be, but going forward.
But then argue the way around, Indy's attacking certainly isn't as it could be. Agreed. So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Left wing back.
Who did it last season? Was it Lambert or was it Hughes? Do you put Bauer out at left back, wing back, and put Edwards right wing back? Did someone play Bauer left wing? Bauer left wing at one point.
I can't remember now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he was.
I still think there's a lot of talent with Edwards, and he'll come through eventually, but. Maybe not.
Bauer was also dropped and Edwards started.
Yeah, interesting.
So another change.
If Bauer drops from the squad again completely, Rowett might have been onto something. So I find it very interesting that he was dropped so quickly.
Interesting enough as well, for transfer deadline day, Rowett was in the Gary Sports studio.
I thought you said the garage then.
He was in the Sky Sports studio for transfer deadline day.
Yeah.
Sky Sports tweeted out, "Get your questions in for Guy Rowett." You can imagine what the comments and replies were.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the game. It didn't go to plan. We conceded a free kick in the first half, and they bent it straight in. I feel like Jack could have done better.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, who was the fella that scored for Hull? He's on fire at the moment. He's a class player. Is it Bowen? Is that right?
I think so.
Right. Yeah, but Jack, questionable a little bit. Then should we cut to the main talking point?
Yeah, go on then.
Let's do it.
We won a penalty. Which
means fuck all to Stoke at the moment.
I'd rather
it might as well be a corner.
I'd rather we didn't.
It doesn't make a difference. We don't score from them. It's getting ridiculous now. Well, when it was missed, it was just like it wasn't that usual frustration you'd expect from missing a penalty. It was an acceptance of a sigh of like, that's what we do at the moment, do we? We miss penalties. I literally
tweeted, "Please God, let us score a penalty," as we got it.
It's insane,
Didn't happen. That's 10 for the stats. And Vokes missed it, and new signing.
Just come through the door, he's caught the curse
Just come
already.
through the door. He was 9 out of 9 before that.
Of course he was. And it was a shocker as well. It wasn't even like a good save, it was an awful penalty.
It's like we've transferred all this bad energy and bad luck onto him straight away.
Yeah,
he scored 9 out of 9 before that. That's 10 out of our last 14 penalties missed.
That's
10 out of 14, and to make that the whole penalty area whatever worse, I think it's 23. It might have been more than that. Against us have been scored in
29.
29. That's
I read 29 of the
been scored against us
conceded have been scored against
in a row. That has to be the worst record.
It has to. I was starting to think of this beyond just the frustrations, because you miss penalties in football, and it's like it's frustrating, but it happens. Is this saying something more about the club on a wider scale than just bad luck?
I'm not sure.
Are our players that... Because I think another stat as well, I think, of the 14 penalties that we've taken recently, of the 10 that have been missed, I think 7 or 8 of them have been by different players.
Yeah.
I.e. to suggest that is the club that infected with negativity that it's just kind of coming out on every single element of our performance, including a simple penalty. I think it is, because it's getting too much of an occurrence to be coincidence now.
It's happening way too often.
It's so frustrating.
For my own health.
I mean, this time last week, we were chatting about a penalty miss. Clucas.
Yeah.
Spin on a week.
Another one.
Penalty miss. It's just like part of the podcast now. Who missed it this week?
Yeah, we should do a feature.
Yeah.
Who's missed?
Who's fucked it this week?
Who's missed?
Yeah.
What do we need to do to change that penalty curse? What do you do? Just make them spend a whole day practicing, or
you shouldn't invest too much time into that because it's a simple skill if you're a professional footballer.
Bang it, just whack it. That's what.
But
I
something
do.
needs to happen.
Too many people have been trying to place them. Vokes placed it, just gone. Klukas placed it. I just put. I'm by no means a professional footballer, but I've got a quite successful record from just hitting it as hard as I can.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Just score it.
All of them are placed, and
Score it.
they're thinking too much about it, trying to place it, and the keeper's saving it.
I think it's becoming a thing as well. When we do win a penalty, it's like, oh shit, our
Yeah,
record's that bad.
it's who's gonna break it.
And then you start to kind of get into this mindset, this rotation of negativity and worry and all this. I think it's just the metaphor for Stoke at the moment. Our penalty record, shit,
Absolutely,
really is
absolutely crap.
Then they scored a second and we lost.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else to say about it.
I mean, before that though, the one standout chance for me, Bojan took a free kick, put it straight on Joe Allen's head, smashes it against the crossbar from about 2 yards out.
What did you make to Bojan's return?
I think he had a good game. I really do, and that's not with my
taking this. I always kind of want to see. Bojan's played well. I think just step back here.
No, rose tinted glasses off. He did move the ball around well. Made some of our best forward movements. In the earliest in probably the first half. Looked a little bit tired, lack of match fitness.
Yeah.
Went off around the 70th minute mark. But by God, he should have stayed on over Sam Clucas.
Sam Clucas is worrying, isn't he?
Horrendous against his former club. That was a disgrace of a performance. He was do you know when he's gone downhill since he shushed the fans?
That was bizarre because that was against Leeds, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Clucas thing's bizarre. He's had two very key games and key moments this season. We had the Derby and the Leeds goals, and the assist against Derby as well. Other than that, he's been very poor. Very poor, and I'm still waiting for this player to emerge that I've heard he can be, but he's not coming at any pace, is he?
No, really not.
That shush against Leeds was bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. I don't know what gives him the justification to kind of shush the fans. He's only been at the club for 5 minutes, and yeah, everyone's frustrated, but Ryan does it. I to a point acknowledge it's Ryan. He's been at the club for over 10 years, but Clucas only been 6 months. Weird. Don't get it.
Strange situation to be shushing the
I've
fans.
seen, like I say, I've seen the tiniest hint that he's a good player. Great finishes against Derby, Leeds. Other than that, don't know. Weird. And he was quite expensive. Was he 6 million?
Yeah,
That's a lot of money.
but for me, I was just about to go into best and worst. Although probably going back to the goal that they scored, Joe Allen missed a place to pass from his own half. It was only a 10-yard pass to Tom Ince. They counter-attacked. Indy was out of position. They broke down the left-hand side. Bat had to go out with the man because Indy was out of position. No one got Bat's man on the inside, and it was a simple square cross goal.
Very similar to the Preston goal we could see the week before.
Yeah,
just sixes and sevens.
It was defence all over the shop.
Yeah.
So I was going to do best and worst, but I think we've just sort of decided that worst for me was Clucas by a long shot.
I'd go with that.
I wouldn't probably say Bojan was the best because he didn't last the whole match, but I really don't know who else I'd put in there.
Allen was all right.
Apart from, of course, the second goal.
I know. Well, that of course, yeah.
I don't know. I can't say a best, but I did think Bojan had a bright game until he went off. I don't think he should have gone off. But
I think it's positive that he's been included so
positive
early.
that he's back, and that
suggests he might want to use him. James.
Yeah, I didn't mention it on the transfer roundup from the start, but Jones came out and said he's not going anywhere. He's part of his plans in that number 10 role, and that's where he started at the weekend, which is positive to see because I really do think give him some more matches, he'll make us tick in that position. So for me, I'm glad that happened.
Yeah, I agree. It's Summit.
And on some off the pitch talk, he still said he's going nowhere as well. The Sun wrote an article, fuck the Sun, saying that he was still off because transfer windows are open in like the
He-
MLS and some other
Yeah,
places.
yeah, he can still go.
Bojan took a picture of the
He
article,
tweeted
whatever, and he
today.
said not going anywhere.
Yeah, I tweeted it. I mean, that post, I'm going to just read far much into that. But Bojan's post was a picture of him. I'm not going anywhere. I can't help but make an assumption here that maybe Jones has had a chat with him. For him to post that out based on nothing
Confidently.
suggests that it will be daft. So I worry if Jones or the management team's had a word with him and said, look, we want you in this squad. We see a role for you.
Like, I mean, that's what Jones has said.
Well, that coupled with the fact he was chucked straight in against Hull from nowhere suggests that he sees somewhere for Bojan. Wouldn't it be amazing after all this crap we've had this past 18 months if Bojan came back into the squad, really cemented himself as a key part of a promotion campaign next year? It'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Like a fairy tale.
Okay. Before we do move on to the people's questions, I've got a question for you, Craig. I'm going to show you this picture.
Right.
Do you know what Nathan Jones is doing? He does this most games. Look at that. Can you see?
Are you going to put this over the...
I'll put it either on the video.
Okay, so for those that are listening and not watching this on YouTube, he's picking his fingers. And
No, they're plasters.
So he's got plasters all on his fingertips.
On the end of all his fingertips. And he does this every game.
I don't know.
There's another picture.
I don't know. Does he pick at a callus or something?
On every finger.
Michael Jackson.
I've got no idea what's going on.
Is there anyone in the universe that is listening to this that has any assumption of what's going on?
For people who can't see, etc., on the end of every single finger and his thumbs, he's got a plaster wrapped around the end of them. I'm not sure. Maybe he was biting his fingernails.
Maybe.
But really, to go to that length, he must be a maniac.
Yeah.
If anyone knows why Nathan Jones puts plasters on the end of every finger, it's a question I really want to know the answer to.
It's bizarre.
Tweet us, #NathanJonesFingers, or Nathan Jones Plasters, and do please let us know if you know the answer, or speculate as to why. #NathanJonesFingers.
Weird.
Strange that, isn't it?
I know it's that. It's a bit
I was on PA Images just trying to find an image for the podcast, and not only was there normal images, but there was close-ups of this.
So is this where you've got this question from? Just from Google Images?
Source images for the
very
website
odd.
and everything, but
Dunno.
photographers are taking close-up pictures of them. So it's a bit strange. And it's I'm going through the photos now. It's every match, and I've only just noticed it. Was he doing it there? Yep, every match.
Bizarre. Don't know.
Please let us know. #NathanJonesFingers. Moving on, let's get on to the people's questions. Oh no, I did have one question before that to you, Craig, to put to you. Is this season a write-off?
Yeah, it's done.
Done?
It's done. I mean, I'm at the point now where I feel like the club is in mini freefall now. I don't think I'm being over the top of this. I'm half looking over my shoulder because I think I just want to get to 50 now and just wrap the season up. We're not going to go down at all. But we are in free fall at the moment. And I just want us to get to wrap the season up and go again, because I just can't see how we're going to get any momentum of a run going at the moment. But yeah, in terms of what a playoff chase or anything like that, I mean, how far are we off the playoffs?
Let's have a look. It won't make for pretty reading.
It gets to the point where you don't even know anymore because you don't bother looking, because you know it's just such a distant...
I can't tell you this is what I mean. I couldn't tell you the last time I looked at the league table.
I mean, I knew we were 8 points away going into the Preston... to the Preston game.
So we are 15th and we're 12 points.
Yeah, done.
Sorry, 15 points.
Done.
Are we 15 points? Wait, what are we on?
So Bristol City snuck in there, have they? So 47 Bristol City,
Oh no,
Stoke
we were
City.
11. 9.
Oh, surely not.
We're 9 points off.
How are we only 9? What's the rest of this league doing while we've
Bristol
been
City are on 47, so we're 9 points.
Surely.
Are we writing it off? 9 points isn't a lot.
It's not. But the thing is, I kind of entertain the ideas if the Leeds result was kind of followed up with some decent performances. But Preston and Hull were horrendous performances. Preston was, I think, the worst performance of the season. This squad isn't going to all of a sudden I mean, we have to go on the mother of all runs to make the playoffs, and that's just not happening.
Yeah, we'd have to go on a pretty crazy run.
Yeah. No chance.
Write it off.
You've got me thinking now. 9.
9. Could do that. Put a run together.
Yeah, no chance.
Let's get on to the people. Why is J. Cole's question always top? God's sake. If you could swap lives with any TV character, who would you choose?
Any TV character?
I don't watch TV.
I don't really.
TV character.
Del Boy. I don't know. He's the only one that comes to my mind. I honestly don't know the answer. I don't know.
I really don't know. I don't watch enough TV. I don't watch TV. I couldn't name. Does Netflix and all that count?
Yeah, well, kind of,
I
yeah.
don't know. I watch Wolf of Wall Street on there. I'll take that. Harvey Todd says, should I go and watch Brian Cox in Manchester or go watch Stoke?
Go watch Stoke.
He says serious no-brainer in my opinion.
He's put Brian Cox.
He's put Brian Cox.
I go watch Stoke. I mean, even when Stoke are losing and all that, I still get a nice little buzz just on the way to the ground and all that sort of stuff.
Great question from 19Rocky69 on Twitter. If you could sign someone to be on your podcast, who would it be?
When he says sign, as in they're a permanent member or one-off
so.
guest?
I guess permanent.
Nello.
Get
Nello on here.
That would be interesting.
It would, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Nello. I don't think I can beat that, Craig.
I think Nello would be amazing.
Nathan Jones.
Well, Jones,
That'd be
naturally, I think it was,
yeah. Lewis says, should Danny Batt be our permanent captain?
Kind of done that, and I think you sold me on the idea, Al. I wasn't sure,
sold
but
you.
I think you've argued that well.
I've sold you.
So yeah,
I've
probably.
sold you. Josh Heath, nicest Stoke home and away kit of all time.
It's a good question. Just takes us away from the reality of the season. That it's good.
Oh, God. I like the 1992 home kit.
Is that the Ansel one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Steen. Or Windshield, all that.
Away is tough because there's a few retro aways that are
My one that will
black
stick
and
with me
green,
forever.
Brock's up.
That was a good one. My first ever away kit was the yellow one with the black sash, crystal tiles.
Yeah,
I think
crystal
it
tiles.
was. That one's got a special
That's
place.
that's
in
a
my
nice
memory.
one. I've got. I had when I was younger the blue one that just said Stoke.
So yeah, for those that can't remember, we had. I think it was.
No, right. Do you know what I'm going to go for? I'm going to go for the dark blue Britannia, and it had the red and white stripe line down the.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I think that was our first away kit when we moved to the Brits. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, for those that
I'll
can't
take
remember,
that.
in I think 95, 96, we both our kit sponsor and matchday sponsor was Asics. So rather than put Asics there and Asics there, they doubled up on the Asics badge there on the chest, and it was huge, and just put Stoke across the middle. It was great. It was great for all the wrong reasons. That.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with my favourite away kit is the purple kit Marks Team 95.
Purple and yellow. Purple and yellow or gold.
Purple. It was just purple with white sleeves.
With the white.
Yeah. I thought that was a good one. I think Carling was the sponsor.
We'll give you a few there.
Yeah.
Is that answer? Greg's or Wright's?
Greg's. Just a bit more accessible, aren't they? They're everywhere.
Yeah, I'll go for Greg's.
Rights don't really
Go for Greg's.
exist that often outside the right places.
Andy Purcell says, why are these forums fueled by negativity and so-called fans that seem happy when things go badly and actually enjoy it when we lose so they can moan? I'm sure most of them hate the club. Reality check is needed. I'm not sure if he's directing that straight at us
Don't think
or
so.
people in the comments.
I think we're quite jovial to a point with these podcasts. I mean, it's clearly shit at the moment. We don't disguise that fact. But I don't think we're overly negative, are we? We discuss the reality of what it is.
We're trying.
And how can it not be negative at the moment? It's rubbish.
I know, yeah. Lee Davis says, why do Stoke fans feel Nathan Jones has the right to a free hit? 1 win in 5 now. I know he needs time, but how long does this free hit last?
It started already.
It started. Before we say, hang on, what's going on? Even Rowett had better form than what we're seeing now at the moment. We've had 4 managers now in the space of over 12 months, and each one has failed to get the motivation back into the players. I've witnessed 2 games this season where players came and give it a go, and that was Derby and Leeds. Is it the fact we are playing the so-called bigger sides that players turn up?
That worries me, that comment, because I've started, after the Hull game, I went on the usual place, OK message board and all that stuff. And I was starting to see just a little trickle of like negativity towards Jones and that. And I just think that needs to be nipped straight away, because I think he needs a free hit. I think we need to clear out. We need to clear the negativity out of the club and go again next season, because it's a royal mess at the moment. The quality we've got to a point is there. And I just think the issues run far, far deeper than the manager. and the quality of player at the moment. And I just think we need to give Jones time. I hope we don't get.
I feel.
I don't want to row at part 2.
Yeah,
I feel that.
I feel we'll give him to the end of the season, unless it's
What as in?
No, I feel like we.
Just right season off.
Let him have the rest of the season, and then we judge from the start of next.
I agree. I'm not bar relegation. I'm not going to say a bad word about Jones this season. I just don't see it.
There's too much change that still needs to be made, and he's made that quite clear with a comment he's made today. I think a quote saying that he's not done with the squad.
No,
he's still got a lot of changes to make. And I feel like there was a lot of people he couldn't get out this window as well.
Yeah, he made that quite obvious, didn't he?
One of them, sort of, maybe. Tommy James mentions, do we think we've not heard anything off Berahino in a while because Nathan Jones is strict with his training regimes and he's turning up late consistently, or does he not fit his system? I mean, there's a couple of stories about this. Apparently, Berahino just is late and pays the fine. And Nathan Jones says that will not be accepted. Yeah. I think it could be that.
I think he's been bombed quickly by Jones. Jones has seen that he's trouble, and or at least lazy. I think the word coming out that he's not necessarily trouble. He doesn't give a shit. His attitude is so lax, and Jones isn't having it. So I'm almost to the point. Let's just conclude Berahino, get rid, because it can't go on, can it?
Carl Snape, what's the capital of Iceland?
Reykjavik.
Yeah.
Why has he asked that?
Don't know.
No. Funny story about Reykjavik, actually. I went Reykjavik and Iceland specifically last March, and we were doing like a tour around the country, whatever. And I got chatting to the tour guide. I said, "Have you ever heard of Good John Forderson?" And he knew him. And he said, knew of him rather. He said, "Oh yeah, the Stoke manager, all this sort of stuff." I'm not sure if this is bollocks, but he wasn't laughing when he said it. But he said he drives a bus now in Reykjavik.
He drives a bus?
Like, just a standard, bus around the city.
Surely can't be.
I don't know. I was like, but the Stoke City manager, the ex-footballer and all that sort of stuff.
I'm going to Google.
That's him quoting that, and I never kind of investigated it post him telling me, but...
Forderson, I've definitely not spelled Forderson right. Bus driver. Where are they? I haven't got an article that actually come up.
When's that from?
Oh, it's been deleted from the Sentinel website.
If anyone knows the exact whereabouts of Good John Forderson at the moment, let us know. Let's see if this tour guide was chatting rubbish or...
No, he's nothing I can see. Nothing I can see anyway. But if anyone knows what Good John's up to, then please do let us know. Yeah. Back to the questions. Dean Barker says, when are we going to give Butland a chance from the penalty spot? Can't be too much longer.
Good question.
Nathaniel Hackney, Elliot and Craig versus Bojan and Allen in a fight. Who wins? I'm not great at fighting.
Likewise.
But if we got height, you got height, not me. You've got the height and a better reach, surely.
I mean, their fitness in a boxing ring obviously far surpass ours.
Quite fit, aren't they?
I'm going to give it to them because they are professional athletes.
Yeah.
Whether that transfers to fighting ability,
I'd give it to us if we had a weapon.
Right, okay.
Yeah. If we could use a stick.
Stick.
Or a baseball bat.
Okay.
Sean Stubbs, which players do you think will be out when it comes to the summer? There's a few. Darren Fletcher. Charlie Adam.
I don't know about Adam, maybe.
Stop
Fletcher, Shawcross. I think Shawcross will go. Berahino. I don't know after that. Who else is...
Ashley Williams.
Ashley Williams will go and I don't think he'll come back. I think then for them. Williams, Berahino, Fletcher, maybe Charlie Adam, I think. And Shawcross. I don't think they'll be at the club this time next year.
So they're all gone?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. The one last one before we go on to the Instagram questions, and if you're not following us on Instagram, you should be. It's TBPTV, and it was Leah Fulcher who asked an interesting one. Were we smoking drugs when we let Tyrese Campbell leave on loan?
I don't think we were. I know he scored 2 against Shrewsbury. From what I've seen of Campbell, both last year and certainly this year, I still don't... It's weird to say this about a 19-year-old, but I still don't think he looks physically ready for this standard of football. I'm not saying he won't be. I'm not saying he's not a good footballer or a finisher or a striker, but I felt he was chasing the play a lot when I've seen him play so far. It just seemed a yard or two off the pace. So I don't think we were smoking drugs. I think it was the right call for now. It's by no means the end of the Campbell story at Stoke, but I think for now it makes sense.
Okay, let's check out the comments on Instagram. If we can find any that we haven't already answered. What colours would you like next season's away strip to be?
Let's go for purple.
I'm going to say all black.
If we got purple this year, what am I about? Let's have that yellow black sash return.
Alex Zorro 95. Why do you think Peter's left?
Don't know, we're a bit baffled by that one. Again, he's not exactly been flavour of the month for a long time at Stoke, but I think in terms of positions that we need cover, it was a little bit odd. I think Jones probably just wants to ship out that old guard, doesn't he? And he saw an opportunity and went with it.
Definitely. Alfie the Stokey says, thoughts on Tom Ince's role now? Is there a place for him if we play narrow and we're both?
It's a really good question. I don't know where Ince fits in. He was arguably our best player up until Jones come, or at least he had the most impact at the right times. And without the wingers in Jones's diamond formation, I don't know.
I don't know.
It seems such a waste because
I'd play him up top.
Would you?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's strong enough to be up there.
Well, in it too.
Maybe.
Playing off folks.
I don't know the answer. When I kind of ponder a first 11, I struggle to fit him in if we're going to adapt this diamond.
Listen, not much else is working.
No,
Stick Ince up there with Vokes.
With Vokes, maybe.
See how it goes.
Yeah.
Stephen Hubbard says, do either of you fear us doing a Sunderland?
We won't, but we're certainly in free fall at the moment. But we shouldn't. There's too many points between us, and I think let's not even go there. No, we won't.
Ones we haven't had already. Does Bojan start again against West Brom, says Theo Lees? For me, yes.
Yeah, why not?
I
Free
think
hit. Let's just kind of get something out of the season. If we can re-find a Bojan, I think that's something from the season.
And Sean_Dixon says, you weren't on my Spotify. We should be. I mean, I'll look into that before this podcast goes out, but we should be on Spotify. So last up is West Brom at the weekend. They're doing well.
Yeah.
It's going to be a difficult game.
Mm-hmm. Dwight Gale.
At home?
At home, 5:30 on telly, for those that can't make it.
It's on telly?
5:30, yeah.
Saturday?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'm at the snooker.
Are you?
Yeah, with work. Oh, I didn't know it was on telly. I'm going to miss it. For fuck. I'll find a screen. I'll get a screen from somewhere.
So I don't know what to think about West Brom. I think, I mean, when we've played a decent team at home, we've kind of stepped up this season, haven't we? Derby, Leeds.
Yeah, we better.
Drew Middlesbrough.
We play better against the bigger teams.
I've given up trying to guess this squad. I don't have a clue how to predict how this will go. I really don't. I think we'll have a similar atmosphere to the atmosphere we had against Leeds. I think the crowd will be up for it. West Brom, bit of a derby, isn't it? I could see us winning, and that's not a reflection that I think we're great all of a sudden. I think the stars are going to align against West Brom, and I could see the crowd getting up for it and us winning. I don't really know why. Maybe I'm just forcing positivity onto the situation.
I think you're going mad. Hopefully we can. But that has been the Bear Pit Podcast. Make sure to give us a like wherever you're listening or watching. Acast, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, hopefully Spotify. It might not be working apparently. But that has been the Bear Pit Pod. We will see you all next week.